Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to go through a couple of tutorials all in one video using Pixeluvo. Um, so we're going to first start with our image. This is the image that we selected, and before we start monkeying around with some of these functions, we are going to make a duplicate layer as always. So we click here on the show layer panel, right click. The next thing that we need to do is we are going to zoom in on the picture. We need to proceed, and we are going to enhance the eyes a little bit, make them pop as we had done in a previous video. So the first thing that we need to do, we are going to go under the effects pull down menu. And from the effects you navigate to the enhance sub menu and you select sharpen. I already have mine set, and unfortunately you can't see it on the recording, but the sharpen dialog box opens up. So as we decrease going to the left, you'll see that it's not as sharp anymore. So as you increase it, you go to the right, you get a lot more shadows and whatnot. So ideally for this video, I'm going to put it at around 220%, and the radius is the same way. The further you go to the right, you notice how it changes. So we don't want this to be too terribly strong, so we are going to put it at around 3. So we hit OK. The next thing we want to do is we need to add a layer mask to this. Alright, so before we do this, next thing you want to do is you click on the flood fill. You'll notice that this opens up, or it's highlighted as well. You click here, you click on the inside here where the circle is, and you change this to black. That's the color that we want to use. Alright, so as you can see, it's already black. Now, before we click here on the add layer mask icon here, you hold down the control key and you click on it, and boom, so it's using the black color that we needed. All right, as we can see here, our sharpen effect disappeared. It's still there, but it's underneath the layer mask. Then the next thing that we need to do is we need to move to the paintbrush. So we select the paintbrush, we change the color on the paintbrush to white. Okay, it's very important that you select the paintbrush first and then the color. If for some reason you do not click on the paintbrush and you change the color, the mask is going to go away. Alright, so we click away from it, we zoom in like so. We're going to pick our brush size. I like to use 20, but there's a couple of them. You get 20 that is very strong or weak. Let's gonna try the one that is not as strong. Alright, the other settings, I usually don't mess with these too terribly much. You can if you want, but mine are set as size 20, flow 20, hardness is 0, spacing 20. Well, you can see these in here. Once you have completed with the settings to your liking, you can click back here and click away. Alright, so let's zoom in a little bit further in, and let's begin painting this area white. And just start to stay within the inside of the eye to do this. And the other thing is, I like to do this area here where the makeup is. Okay, then I go to the other eye and do exactly the same thing. Alright, we got that, so let's zoom back out. As you can see, the eyes have a nice look to them. they pop right at you. So once we have this done, we are going to merge this layer, merge all layers, created a duplicate layer. The next piece is we want to apply the airbrush effect to this picture. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to go to Effects from the pull down menu, Blur, and then you select Surface Blur. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and increase this. You can see it on your screen. I don't know, I'm not sure why OBS does not capture this, but you get the Surface Blur box. There are two settings. You get the blur size, how many pixels, and the edge sensitivity. So we are gonna start at blur size 39 for this picture, and the edge sensitivity, as you can see, I'm increasing it, so we're at 25. I want to make sure that it we'll leave it. Let's see how much does it look. Just want to make sure that I get everything here. We'll leave it about there. Okay, so the current setting right now is blur size is 39 pixels. The edge sensitivity is around 38%. And maybe bump it up to 40. Yeah, let's leave it there, around 40. Right there. Okay, so we hit OK. Yeah, I know it looks a little crazy, right? So the next step is to go ahead and apply the layer mask. So we go back to our flood fill, the little paint can icon. It's already set at with the correct color, which is black. If it's not, let's say for example it's set in this color. So you click back here and you click on the inside of the triangle and you grab your little circle here and you bring it back to the black. Alright, hang on, there we go. So then we hold down the control key and we click on add layer mask here. Boom, everything went away, right? Alright, so now that this went away, which in reality it's not, it's still there, we select the paintbrush. We want to make sure that it's white. Again, like we just changed the color black, and it should be white. All right, and you want to click here on the bar itself, not on the actual picture, to make this go away. Oh, and one last thing, which I forgot to do the last time. You click on the show presets. You wanna choose what sort of brush you want to do. For me, I want to cover this as I'm painting over this, so I'm probably gonna take number 20. Yeah, I seem to enjoy number 20 quite a bit. I can see what else they have here. Nah, I think I'm gonna stick with 20 for now. Maybe even let's go with 50. We'll take 50. We go here on the brush settings. We want to make sure that the flow is at 100%. Okay, you want to make sure that when you're painting, you're applying 100% of this. I never monkeyed around with the hardness, but I'm going to leave this at around 10. It shouldn't hurt a bit. Alright, surface texture is none. You got paper, rough paper, canvas. Now I'm going to leave that alone. So, alright, let me go ahead and click away here to make this go away. So the next step is to double check paintbrush, white, size 50, 100%. Alright, let's zoom in and we're going to start painting here. And this is what's going to happen. Once you start painting, that airbrush effect should start coming through the picture, as you can see here. And one of the reasons why I like to do this way is because instead of applying the whole effect to the hair, which will definitely not look real, you actually get to paint around your subject. And you basically want to avoid any areas where there's hair around it. You can even get a little closer as well. Now this is going to take a while, so from this point on, I'm going to fast forward this. I'm going to change the speed so I won't bore you to death and have you just sit there watch me as I paint over this. All right, so as you can see, we have done, we have painted over our area. As you notice, let me get this part right here. That looks a little better. Now, as you notice, everything else remains intact. The hair, the shirt, even this room. So I really like the way this technique of doing this, where you use the layer mask and then you paint over it. Yeah, it looks a little fake, but you know, you can mess around how much you want of this. Now, the other thing that you can do here too is under the opacity, you can change this to see how much you want to add of this effect. So we can change it, go down to 71. You know, it looks actually pretty good around there versus, so this is at 100%. We're at about 89 right there. So that's not bad actually, because you can still see some of the freckles up here. So I think I'm gonna stick around with this color. I'm gonna leave it there. So let me go ahead and merge down the layer. All right, so anyway, this will be the end of the video, the tutorial. So there's two here that I included. One is we want to make sure that the eyes kind of pop and stand out, and the other piece is to add, you know, the airbrush effect. And if you find this video useful, you know, just hit the like button or just leave me a comment in the comment section. All right, thank you for watching, guys, and I appreciate your time.